It's estimated that 60 million caregivers across the country are providing volunteer care, friends, family, loved ones that are providing care for a loved one that cannot provide for themselves. They wind up with dementia or maybe a specific form of dementia of Alzheimer's is all too common, and can't provide for the care that they need. And so we wind up seeing literally an army of caregivers that are providing that care, and it leaves the family somewhat in shock because there's so many things spiraling around. Not only are they seeing the degression of a loved one and having to deal with the emotional strain of that, but they also do have to face the realities of how long can we afford to do this? What's going to be the end result of this? Are we going to lose everything? And so those are practical things, not to mention the emotional, which are also just as real and just as important. I want to talk to you today about 7 main concerns that we see families go through that have to address when dealing with this. The first one that needs to be handled from a practical matter is because of the nature of this disease, it progresses to a point where the person often, frequently, maybe even always, if they live long enough, can no longer manage their affairs. They can no longer make wise decisions, prudent decisions about their care, prudent decisions about their assets. And so someone has to do that for them. And so from a very practical standpoint, from the very beginning, it needs to be addressed is who's going to manage, who's going to handle those affairs. And the reason that it has to be addressed is if our client doesn't address it, then the law is going to address it for them. Eventually, someone is going to have to take charge of their affairs in all likelihood.